Hola, namaste, this is Kai Pacha. I'm going to make this short and quick because I talked for too long in front of the camera. And I just want to show you this is what we mean by Venus conjunct the Sun. You see, it is in direct alignment. And what I want to do for you today is do this little gizmo here. Let's move it along. We're going to share some movement here. You can see the Earth is starting to turn and go. This is the moon, and right there now you can see that the moon. This is a new moon, right? So we have an Earth, Moon, Venus, Sun, direct alignment. And this is why we cannot see Venus now. She's too close to the Sun and rises at the same time as the Sun, and the Sun is too bright. So you just can't see her, but that is, that is the alignment that is going on for now, yeah? We can see it in another direction here. You can also see this alignment, right? And this is the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. So we've had this, Sun, Venus, Jupiter going along. I'm going to speed up the time a little bit here now so you can get this sense. And now Venus is moving ahead, moving out. The moon is coming around to the side, right? And of course now we are on August 23rd, August 24th. So we're out of our league now. So I'm going to stop that thing. If I can. There you go. Yeah? So what else I would like to show you today before I just jump into that, besides the I speak mostly about this, Venus Sun going on, but let me put this back to where I was before. To the date of today, Wednesday the 12th. There we go. So we have this alignment, but what we can also see is, and I talk about it briefly, is there you have it. Mercury, we have the Earth coming in between, and as we move it forward a little bit here, the Earth is going to come into this direct alignment where Mercury is opposite Neptune. You see that? Yeah? So we have this Mercury in opposition to Neptune. We have at the same time, yes, the Venus conjunct the Sun. We have at the same time, and I mentioned it briefly, a trine between, yes, this Sun-Venus conjunction is 120 degrees away from Uranus. So if we take the Earth as the center, the angle between, if we drew an angle between a line from Earth to Uranus and the Earth to the Sun, it would be 120 degrees. Yeah? So these are just, some of the things that I talk about on the Pele Report in real life, and wanted to give you that little experience. So let's get onward and upward to the Pele Report itself. Hola! Got a little setup here today for the journey into the underworld. First of all, I am doing my cleanse. I've got my apple juice here. Jupiter went into Virgo, and I'm going to do my little thing. This is health. Jupiter's in Virgo, Mercury's in Jupiter, Black Moon Lilith is in Virgo. It's all going into Virgo. 2016 is like, the year of Virgo. It's cleanse, clean, purify, purge. Oh my goodness. So I'm doing my liver gallbladder flush, that, you know, I have to recommend Andreas Moritz. I'm going to hold this up to the camera. Andreas Moritz, Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. If you haven't seen it or you don't have it, this is like the Bible. This is amazing, healthy stuff. So I'm leading this Venus's descent. She comes into that conjunction with the sun and the moon right at the new moon. She is at, you know, going down. And this just is, you know, with the story of Inanna descending the 7 gates into hell to visit Ereshkigal, her sister, the goddess of the underworld. And she gets stripped bare naked, vulnerable, open, raw, helpless, powerless. And there is a transformation. This is the force of death. It's Scorpio. Saturn moving through Scorpio. Saturn stationed. Let's just look at the timing of Saturn in Scorpio a little bit, because it's amazing now, you know, there's no accidents. It's so amazing that Black Moon Lilith, which has to do with shadow, is conjunct the north node of the moon. At the same time that Inanna Venus is descending down into the underworld of shadows, and Saturn just returned into Scorpio and stationed, the sign of the shadow. This is like shadow time. And it's so amazing to have it happening in the sign of Leo. Leo, you know, the Venus and the Sun conjunction and this new moon in Leo. Leo is about self-creativity and self-expression. And Scorpio, Saturn, is about co-creation and co-mingling. And they're in a little bit of an odds, yeah? Leo is square to Scorpio. So it is this place of how do I express myself, yes, in harmony or without power struggles, without fighting, without being overwhelmed by forces beyond my control. And, you know, also not being overly aggressive or reactive or assertive and, you know, pushing my expression, you know, on top of my partner or on top of the business partner or the other person or the community or the world at large. It's like, it's finding this balance of self and other and power and powerlessness. And let's look at the spiritual dimension of this, because the spiritual dimension of this says, you know, I wanted to go into Saturn because it was last December, or right around just before the December winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, middle of December, Saturn came through these degrees of 28 and 29, and then it left and it went into Sagittarius. So December and January was like, aha, you know, it's like, you know, done with Scorpio, done with 2.5 years of therapy and intense emotional conflicts and power struggles and money struggles and divorces and you know, done, you know, 2012, 13, 14, you know, Saturn and Scorpio is like, So we got this breather. Yeah, January, February, March, Saturn comes into, you know, Sagittarius. It's in fire. You know, we start to envision the future, and we start new enterprises or whatever. And then Saturn goes, oops, forgot something. You know, got to clean up. I feel like that, you know, the Saturn has gone back into Scorpio, and it's like the guy with the broom following the parade. You know, there's been like this parade, and now it's like, got to clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Before I go forward, before I take that trip, before I really expand into the next level, there's a few unfinished business, relationships, emotions, money, finances, survival, you know, all about, you know, power that needs to be resolved, understood, integrated. And a lot of it is let go. death. Brings us back to Inanna, going down into the underworld. In astrology, there is no death. Just like there's no end. There's day leads to night, and night leads to day, and death leads to birth, and birth leads to death, and it just all goes on. It's all transformation. Scorpio is more the sign of transformation from one state of existence to another state of existence. So we're at that turning point now. It's like 12 o'clock midnight this Friday. That's why I'm leading this meditation into the underworld on Friday. And we're going to be going in and cleansing and releasing and clearing and letting go. And it's like, it's not fun, it's not easy, it's not nice. And it's healing and it's healthy. Yeah, and purging, and colon cleanse, liver cleanse, kidney cleanse, cleanses are good for you. I'm going to be like so sick of apple juice after a week of apple juice. Anyway, where was I? What happens at that key turning point is that we allow spirit, when we let go of ego and we die to ourselves, and this is happening in the sign of Leo, and it can have to do, of course, with letting go of, me, that a new me may be born. So it's letting go of old ego. It's letting go of, my old identity. And the more that we cleanse, and the more we clean, and the more we purify, and the more we purge, then the newer and the more beautiful and innocent and unfiltered and outrageous the new birth and the future birth is. But there is that transitional state of vulnerability, of helplessness, of hopelessness, of nothingness. And the more you can go into nothingness, the more you can stand the void, the dark, the empty, the longer you can stay in that place of nothingness, the more you're allowing the divine spirit intention to do the forming, do the shaping, do the creating, do the renewing, and then you reemerge. The beautiful part of this is that this whole Sun-Venus conjunction is trine to Uranus. Yeah, they're in Aries. Let's not forget that trine to Uranus. So this weekend, after you do this, Venus retrograde, she stays going retrograde, but the conjunction to the Sun is really the heart of the matter. And that is this Friday. And after that point, we get pulled open, we get ripped open, we get laid wide open. It's like, scary, scary times. And the more you can just live and release and be vulnerable, open, allow, accept, and connect, this Uranus brings in a new impulse, a new charge. This new moon hits on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It just like opens up, and it is a new world. It is an opportunity for a new identity. It's an opportunity for a new creation. And where is it all happening? With Venus. And Venus is a tricky one. Venus operates on many different levels. I talk about the evolutionary stages. There's a class I teach on it. You can download the recording. I do workshops on these evolutionary stages. Deal with, yes, the material, the mental, and the spiritual. And we come in and we just learn about time and space and the material. And this is the Taurus side of Venus. My survival, my money, my sexuality, myself, I am self-sustaining and self-reliant, and it's just like very much about the physical, tangible, real, financial world. And this can be going through a lot of tumbling and changing, and the economy kind of going through, and also this wormhole, vaginal birth out through the birth canal, wormhole into this thing. So it's like, it's not, just our identities. We can look at Venus on many, many different levels. So we can be experiencing this also in the financial realm, where we may be feeling like we're getting ripped off, where our money is getting taken away from us, or our dreams are getting taken away from us. Venus is what I love, and it's what I'm attracted to. Yeah, and it's what it has to do with my desire. I want this in my life. It's beautiful. I'm attracted to it. Well, this can be a time when we feel like, the beautiful things, my flower, my garden is dead, or my, my bank account is getting drained, or my beautiful car just got hit, I mean, this is just like, so you can be experiencing this on a physical level. My beautiful body, I just got, a good, scratch across my face or something. So it can be your body, it can be your money, your finances, your home, your, things that you value. According to what? Your values. What are my priorities? Yeah? Well, is my priority, my spiritual life, my financial life, my relationship life, my sex life, it's like we have our priorities. And Venus relates to our values, to our priorities. And this is a time of letting go of old values. We change and we evolve and we motivate, and what was valuable or important when I was 5 years old is not valuable or important to me anymore. We have to allow our values to evolve and grow. And maybe Spirit is saying, what? Money is a distraction for you now. Focus more on this. Or maybe you've been a workaholic, and it's like, what? We're going to take your work away because it's distracting you from this. So it's like our values evolve, our purpose evolves as our soul evolves. And that's what this process is about. The seed dies and it's born again with new values, with a new purpose, and with new intelligence. So this is, we want to allow this process to happen and just trust that we will be impregnated, that Spirit will impregnate us with new values, with a new purpose, with new meaning, with new sources to help survive, with new sources of income, with new talents, that Spirit will, it's like, new things want to emerge and come up out of us in Leo to be expressed. There's new aspects and elements of ourselves. It's like we're always evolving and, just like blossoming, a flower. It's like one petal after another. So it's like boom, 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 boom. The fun never stops. The other side of Venus is that Venus rules Libra. Yeah, and then there's evolutionary stages, the intellectual and the spiritual. Then we get into the relationship realm. And this is also then going through a death, a transformation, according to our spirit, soul, evolutionary needs that are unconscious. And so our ego, and that's what astrology is good for, is to get your conscious ego aware of your unconscious soul intention. That's what it's all about. So that you're not fighting your soul by having, distractions, but that you are, I see that, Spirit wants this, my soul wants this, my unconscious wants this. It's bringing me this and it's taking this away. It's showing me this about my partner, and my partner is showing, me this about myself, yeah. And this, I would say, is so much of a time where the distraction and the problem can be Saturn in Scorpio wants to externalize, yeah, it's your fault. I have you to blame. You're hurting me. Okay, you are the source of my problems. You're ripping me off, or you're stealing, or you're taking away my dream, or you're this, that, or the you. But what's really happening is this new moon is in Leo, and Venus is retrograding through Leo, and I just really want to encourage you, don't get lost in other people's business, in other people's worlds, in other people's problems. It can be, it can be an escape. It can be a way of avoiding looking at yourself. This is a time where it's Venus is retrograde, reflect. Yeah? Retrograde is reflect, rebel, renew. Look at yourself. Come in and go, oh, this is about me, and this is about, and this is what I've done, and this is what I need to let go of, and this is what I can change, and this is what I mean, it's just like, really, and the challenge, like I say, can be to just like finger point and blame and, make excuses and get distracted, get lost in work or whatever. Real good time to take time for yourself, time to meditate, time to look at your own shit, let go of your own pain, let go of your own issues and your own blocks. Strip yourself down in an open way, and you will fully experience the liftoff, the new moon, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then that moon goes into Virgo, moves on into Libra, and it's just like, oh, yes. There is light after the darkness. You come out of the tunnel, and Saturn is going to come out of Scorpio and back into Sagittarius, and things are going to be lifting up, and lifting off by the end of the month. But we're still, in this, even after Inanna, if we look at the story of Inanna, she goes down and she gets stripped and killed and hung on a meat hook and absolutely powerless, death, ending, over, done. And then, she gets some help. I'm not going to go into the whole mythology of it. Maybe I will some other time. But then she rises back, and it's just not like, oh yeah, all of a sudden, poof. No, there is also the process of the re-emerging, and that re-emerging is going to be happening, as Venus comes back up. So I've got a big, long mantra today, for all of this. When when it's all gone, absolutely nothing left, no hopes, no aims, no desire remains. It is here, in complete vulnerability, that I cultivate the ability to let go of all past pain, allowing only love to reign. This is one you can repeat over many times. I've been repeating it over many times. I can repeat it over many more times. There's a lot there, but just, picture while you're repeating this or saying this mantra to yourself of standing there bare ass naked, completely vulnerable, completely open, with nothing, like in a black hole or a tornado, like where everything just gets vacuumed up and away from you, and speaking to spirit to just allow, to just bring and be the major acting force in your life. And that is like going to just really create, yeah? It's like, you know, you create this vacuum yourself where you let go of everything else. The universe hates a void. So when you void yourself of all your old baggage, Spirit comes in and injects you with a new, and don't forget, Venus is a 584-day cycle. So, you know, this death, rebirth, you know, this is going to be lasting, you know, over a year and a half. It's a big cycle. Yeah. Yeah. When all is gone, absolutely nothing left. No hopes, no aims, no desire remains. It is here in complete vulnerability that I cultivate the ability to let go of all past pain, allowing only love to remain. Life hurts. We've all been hurt. We've all lost. Life takes things away from us. So we all have pain, and we can get lost in our pains. So it's not just that, you know, things are being taken away from us, but it's our emotions and our emotional attachments to people, places, and things, yeah, that are part of our past and part of our past process, but not part of our future evolution. And when we are able to let go of that emotional pain and those emotional attachments, when we cut those umbilical cords, we can live again. Namaste. May you live in peace, joy, and bliss. And talk at you later. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.